I want Mike Norvell and this staff to succeed, but if things don't improve quickly and Florida State is stuck going 7-5 or 6-6 this year, and Deion Sanders continues to improve Jackson State, do you think there's a legitimate chance he'll be the next head coach at Florida State? On one hand, I think it would kind of be the kind of spark that the program needs, but on the other, I think it's also a huge risk. What are your thoughts?
So, first of all, if Mike Norvell goes 7-5 and 6 or 6, he is 1,000,000% safe.
I agree.
I'm working on a different story for something for on the 24/7 sides. I was in the luxury box with some of the biggest boosters at FSU spring game, and I went in the press box too. But more luxury box side for the working on a separate story. These guys seem to get it. They understand the kind of mess that Willie Taggart left. They understand the ramifications of too early roster turnover, which you get a lot in this era with the portal. And this spring will be the first spring that Norvell's staff has been able to go on the road because they got there. COVID hit. No spring eval period on the road in 2020. All the rules are still in place for 2021. So literally they're getting to meet the high school coaches in the state for the first time. Now you can argue they're just playing out the string. And I don't think that's a totally dead argument. But I really would be totally shocked if anything happened to Mike Norvell with any kind of like bowl game plus, or even like slightly missing a bowl game record. Now, if they were to go like 2-10 or something, that's probably some like, that or some kind of off field thing, which I'm not anticipating. I'd be pretty shocked. So I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. The other thing is, I think Deion has done some good things at Jackson State, but he also had prime prep on his resume, and that was a complete disaster. And Deion is also very much about Deion. So a lot of the guys they get are dudes who were FBS quality players, but for whatever reason didn't always get into the FBS school or bounced for whatever reason. Obviously, the one reporter got banned for asking about one of those behavioral reasons that Jackson State actually took. Is what he's doing at Jackson State, is that replicable at the Power 5 level? Is he going to be able to get all the players who got kicked off the Cowboys to come to Florida State?
That'd be pretty. I mean, at this point, they're kind of old, so I don't know how good it would be, but I still think, I think that team gets to a bowl game.
No doubt about it. So I have some questions there. Obviously, the Travis Hunter thing was a tremendous coup and a real unique situation. But is that replicable again? Can you do that again? It's very easy for a lot of the national guys out there. Like, look what Deion's doing. He should go to Florida State. I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. At least not right now. Now, 2027, 2028 or something like that.
If he's still doing it and things are still cranking, maybe.
Yeah, if he still wants to be in coaching, yeah, exactly. But I don't. How long is he going to be at Jackson State?
That's what
This is probably the year he needs to make a jump, right?
I would think so. I mean, I just kind of like, and I don't know Deion personally, but just based on what I know of Deion's personality, I feel like, like at this point, he's going to be itching to move up if he can, because he's going to feel like what else do I have to prove? I don't know if he's going to want to sit there and continue building and just doing the day-to-day in year 3, year 4 of that kind of stuff. But like, if it's not Florida State, like, do you think Deion could realistically get a Power 5 job, or would he have to make the step to like a Group of 5 school?
I'm trying to think about the list of Under Armour schools. Do you have a handy list of that? Like which schools were
Deion to Maryland?
Sure. I think if Deion gets a P5 job, it'll be an Under Armour school, just because of how tight he is with the Under Armour folks.
So it's like college basketball recruiting.
Correct. Yeah.
He's wearing Adidas. He's not going to a Nike school.
All right. So Power 5 schools that are Auburn, or that are Under Armour schools: Auburn, Maryland, Notre Dame. I don't think that's going to happen. Utah, unlikely. Wisconsin, probably not. Texas Tech just made a hire. So, but like,
I could see Auburn doing it.
Yeah.
Like if he's recruiting really well at Jackson State, and just, like we've looked at Auburn, just the mess that things have been there a lot the last few years. I could see somebody just with a whole lot of money and an idea.
I texted with a buddy, and he was like, "Absolutely." He knows ball pretty well and is in the industry. He's like, "Absolutely not." He's a big Auburn guy. He's like, "No, no chance in hell." Like we're. He's like, "I'm quitting the sport if we do that."
But
Uh,
think of the narratives we could.
oh my gosh, the stories would be it would be wild. Like, what about Dion? If what if Chadwell gets a gig? Dion at Coastal, they're a UA school. They've got a
That could
billionaire
work.
as a booster. Like he could continue to NIL some folks for them. Dion the Navy, that would be extremely interesting. Barstool would want to shoot another doc. Northwestern, hey Dion Northwestern. That
I think that's a great
Tom?
fit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
for sure.
I think, that's a logical replacement for Pat Fitzgerald. Very similar personalities there.
Oh man, that's awesome. Georgia State though, if Georgia State opened, like that's a place you can get some players. You can put your own mark on it.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia State, it's funny. I look at that program as kind of like, people have always talked about like Maryland being like a Power Five sleeper powerhouse. I feel like Georgia State is like a Group of Five sleeper. Like it could
Yeah,
be a powerhouse. It's got most everything that you need to be somebody in like the Sun Belt who could become a very powerful program and be like the App States of that, and take over. I feel the same way about Georgia Southern in a lot of ways too.
it is commutery, Georgia State, a
Hmm.
little more than I think some people might realize, but it's growing.